Hi guys, Mr. 305, Chris here in the air. We're going to go a short first review to me of this aircraft. So today we've got the Mario Noriega Designs Caproni Viziola C22J-VENTURA version 1.0. This aircraft is a fully aerobatic, very light jet, sporting two TRS-18 turbo jet engines, and it can reach speed up to Mach 0.47. with a 650 mile nautical range. It's got a service ceiling of 25,000 feet and a low stall speed, which makes it a good aircraft, especially for this airfield for short takeoff and landing. The aircraft is VFR operations only, yet it does come with a good, decent avionics suite, quite aged this day. This aircraft is a 1980s era aircraft. It has been used as a military trainer, as a missile firing aircraft. It's the last aircraft to be adorned with the legendary Caproni name, originally known as the Caprosino, then marketed as the Ventura. A very light jet, as I say, developed in the 1980s as a military trainer, surveillance and reconnaissance, powered by two TRS-18 turbojets fed from a dorsal and Narca intake. This aircraft can perform aerobatics, is very lightweight, and can outrun some aerobatic aircraft to the modern day and age. This particular aircraft, guys, you can purchase on Simmarket for about €10.80, about £8.50 British pound, and to me that is a pretty good bargain. The aircraft is a glider design and can take up to 2 passengers, and be served as a trainer, or in this instance a civilian aircraft. So let's have a little look at this aircraft, guys, and see what we think of it. As a payware aircraft, I think that €10 is pretty cheap for what you're getting here. Looking at the outside models on this aircraft, it's modelled really well. Upscaled textures, not quite 4K, but as you can see, the retroness, you've got the cone lights here, with your fuel tanks on the edge of the wings, which are looking pretty good. Landing gear and flaps all look pretty good. The weight drop onto the runway tarmac looks good, and the sound of them turbofan engines that just sound really realistic. Some tail movements there, left stick, right stick. You've got the sounds as well, which is pretty cool. Let's take a look from the front and see what we've got here. We've got obviously a passenger compartment, 2 people on board, with the front landing light there. We're on Islay Airport today, short runway, short takeoff and landing area, and a bit of views around Scotland itself. So let's take a look at the cockpit and see what we're playing with. So as you can see, guys, we're in the cockpit now, and this interior is very old. You know, this is 1980s steam gauges, everything is flick switches and manually inputted controls, which is not a problem. It works perfectly well. For what you get in the cab, the texture rendering is okay, but remember the price you're paying for it, it's only €10, it's not going to be a study level perfect aircraft. But I'll tell you something, for a bit of fun, it's actually not bad. So a lot of the buttons work. You've got a lot of buttons that you can press, a lot of buttons you can't press, but a lot of buttons that do work, and which for a €10 aircraft is pretty cool. You can also open the canopy and get the full outside jet noises there, which is also a nice cool feature to the aircraft. You've got a gear extension flap that moves out the way. I don't know what it does from there, but it moves out the way. And heat, stuff like that works. With your throttles, and behind you got your circuit breakers, etc, etc. I'm not sure if this particular jet comes with a ejection seat. That's something you guys will have to answer. There's no ejection pulley system there. However, when you close the aircraft, there should be a look there. Yeah, there's not, I don't think. That's okay. If you guys can put me straight on that, tell me if it has got an ejection. There's no markers on the cockpit or any jettison blast whatsoever. So I've got the gold steam gauges. It's been a while since we've flown these. Let's have a little take off, see what she handles like, and bring her back in for a quick landing. As I say, this is a very quick review for a 10-year aircraft, and hopefully we'll get some look-sees on the old handling of this aircraft. So let's go and power up and make way down the runway. The wide open throttle there. Rudder and steering controls are very good. Work perfect with the Logitech system there. So there we go, 80 knots, we should be able to lift off at that speed. 80 knots, positive rate, 100 knots, 0. Gear is locked, flaps up, and it actually, do you know what, it actually handles really well.
Scottish Centre G-Fish 7715 is type 1 miles southwest of Edinburgh Gulf, Plaza, India, 600 feet. Request, flight following.
Let's have a look at the outside view.
G-Fish 7715, Scottish Centre. Clock 2736.
You know what, it's actually quite a nice aircraft to fly.
736 G-Fish 7715. G-Fish 7715 radar contact 2 miles southwest of Edinburgh Gulf, Plaza, India, 1,400 feet.
Put it out there.
Roger, G-Fish 7715.
The aircraft is defaultly trimmed, which I don't know why. Again, if you guys can tell me that, please let me know. Not so sure how the flaps work on this aircraft. But, right, let's throw her around. Wow. It's very, yeah. Doesn't like inverted flight being go for a loop-a-loop here. You know what it is? It's actually quite a lot of fun to fly. Pulling the G-force. Breathe it out, breathe it out, breathe it out. Like the old Learjet sound in the Microsoft Flight Simulator X. Through the cloud. Just some low level activity around either this way, sorry. And overall, this is very nice looking aircraft. Told you we'll bring it back into Islay now. Go back out to sea. Conditions are getting a bit worse for wear actually up here. Again, it's a VFR aircraft only, it's not certified for instrumentational flight. Down. Live on the centre line. No spoilers on this aircraft, so it's all about the brakes. Nice downwind landing. fast on the old approach there, but we'll try and stop her. Oh dear me, Christ almighty. Go around, go around. One tip, guys, don't do a downwind landing. Not good in this aircraft. Pull those flaps up, let's go back, we're coming for a headwind landing. Don't do this at home, guys. It'll cost the Air Force a lot of money. A little bit jitty on the control, it's very sensitive on the old controls. Now we've got the wind actually head on to us now, we should be able to do a nice smooth and slow landing. He says. Onto the beach, here we go. Get them brakes on, there we go, we're stopped. That'll do, we're stopped. Shut the engines off. This is the captain, evacuate. First time flying this aircraft, it's quite quick. It's quite a quick aircraft, there's no spoilers, so you have to rely on your flaps. Very easy to overshoot on the runway. But I'll tell you what, guys, it's a really fun aircraft. I'm going to enjoy flying this around some low scenery. And it's not the speed of a supersonic jet, it's quite a nice little jet to get used to, just for some VFR scenery. And it handles really well. It doesn't do so well coming in onto the landing, mind. You can't really slow it down very well with the flappage. We only get 18 degrees of flaps, so you don't get much flaps at all. But yeah, would I buy this? Have I bought it? Yes, I have. Would I recommend you buying it? Yeah, go ahead. €10, £8. What's that for a decent little turbofan, little engined jet trainer? Pros and cons with this aircraft. The pros are it's cheap. It's quite well detailed. The details aren't poor. The interior is obviously worse than the exterior. But would I say it's worth buying? Yes, it's a good little fun aircraft. Yeah, again, guys, it's cheap. You know, it's cheap and handy, and quite fun to fly. You could probably have some fun flying this around with your friends. And it's modelled. Outside modelling is really good. You know, it looks mint. The cons are obviously it's not a study aircraft. It is just a fly around aircraft. It's not a study level aircraft. The interior, cockpit wise, isn't brilliant. Alright, it's not designed to be brilliant. It's just designed as a fun little aircraft to fly. Flight characteristics, the very twitchy, quite hard to get. I'm using a Thrustmaster HOTUS, and it's very difficult to get used to that. It's very twitchy on the old ailerons. left and right. And the other con is, obviously, it's very hard to slow down, as we've learnt today. We're on the beach, it's very hard to slow down for some reason. Not a lot of flaps to use. I would imagine you have to come in low and slow with this to bring it down to a bit of a more, you know, subtle landing than what I brought it in as and destroyed the landing gear. So there we go, guys. There's a quick review. It's worth buying. I quite enjoy it. I'm sure my friends will as well. But yeah, happy flying, guys. Stay safe. See you in the sky. See you soon.